going on, guys? Styx here with the Token Minorities, bringing you the battle for Week 7 of Season 6 of the CPC up against Zamcro or Scoot and his Blackmount Raikougars. And before I get into the battle, just a reminder that if you liked this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. And let's do more cool stuff for you guys. And if you have not checked out the team builder for this week, that will be linked in the description. I highly encourage you to do so you can see the matchup in full, as well as what mons were brought and why. But a quick rundown of the team before I really get into anything. For those of you that do not feel like you want to watch the team builder, just to let you know, this is a bulky Calm Mind dual stab Tapu Koko. This is a Choppleberry HP Fire Ferrothorn for the Kartana that is not there. We have a mid-game breaker Swords Dance Necrozma, a bulky Rocks Swampert with Rindo, a Mega Pidgeot with Heatwave and HP Ice as well as Hurricane, and then a Choice Scarfed Buzzwole. So that is the team that I'm bringing. And then if we look at Zam's team, the first thing I notice is there's no Thunderous T. The biggest threat to my team, and he didn't bring it, but then it kind of also clicked to me that, oh, he's brought Turtonator and Haunter. I mean, Gligar was actually something that I saw a decent bit in mock. So when I saw Gligar, I was like, you know what, that's not a thing that would indicate that he was trying to meme. And Haunter actually in itself is something that if Scarfed can do some work against my team. So even Haunter, I was like, yeah, that's like reasonable. It could just be trying to throw me off or something like that. But when I saw the Turtonator in conjunction with both of those mons and no Thunderous, I was like, okay, well, I feel like a douche right now because Scoot is memeing and I'm going try hard. But I mean, I've got playoffs. I'm still trying to clinch that. So, I mean, like, I did feel a little bit bad, but I was like, I got to do what I got to do. So, yeah, he's memeing, but at the same time, I realized, wait, I have absolutely nothing for Shell Smash Turtonator. Like, it can set up on a couple of different things, and the only way I have to revenge kill it is pray that certain mons live, and I'm able to knock it out or get enough damage off on it in return. So I was like, oh, why is this actually a threat? That's a little bit annoying. But regardless of that, looking at his team, I'm just going to immediately get my rocks up as it just chips things down, lets me scout out lefties or Black Sludge or whatever he wants to run on certain mons. So I'm just going to lead straight up with my Swampert as it leads with Turtonator, and I figure, okay, Swampert does not have Earthquake. I have nothing to hit this Turtonator with except for Scald and Ice Punch, and I can't even burn it. So I'm just going to kind of rely on the fact that he will Shell Smash and hurt him and weaken his defenses. That way Swampert can get a harder hit off than it initially would with Scald or something like that. So I'm just going to stay in this first turn, go for the rocks, as he ends up revealing that he is Power Herb Solar Beam, but with my Rindo Berry, I chew that easily. Even if I didn't have the Rindo Berry, I'd be able to take that very, very nicely. But at this point, I'm like, okay, he's probably going to try to Shell Smash up at this point. I'm just going to go straight into my Necrozma, maybe Earthquake, but he goes straight into Bronzong, and this is the perfect opportunity I was talking about to set up an SD and just smash through something on his team. So I get up to +2, and then I knock out the Bronzong with the knockoff. I mean, I kind of figured that he wouldn't want anything else to take a hit, but at +2, no matter what he went into, I would still get a huge chunk off, and I would basically be guaranteed a KO. If he stayed in with Bronzong, I would knock it out unless it was Cobra Berry, but either way, I would two-shot that thing. Haunter straight up goes down. Gligar takes a good chunk where it's knocked out with Photon Geyser. Same thing with Gallade and Turtonator. Those are both knocked out with follow-up Photon Geyser. Muck knockoff into Earthquake will take that thing out. So basically, I was just guaranteed killing something on his team right there at +2. But at this point, if he had gone Gallade or Muck, I would have stayed in and just gotten more damage off. He goes into Haunter. I don't know what type of Haunter set this is. I'm just going to scout this thing out because if he is Specs, or if he's Specs, I actually live. The only thing that Haunter can do to take me out is go for a Z Ghost move, and I don't know what set it is. Haunter is a potential Z-mon of his, and I really don't want to lose my full health Necrozma this easily, as it can still do a good amount of work against his team. So I'm going to scout out the Haunter set, go straight into my Swampert to take whatever hit he wants to go for, as he does just go for the Shadow Ball. So I'm like, oh, okay, that damage reveals that he's not Specs. He's probably just a modest Scarf. That was something that I ran into. So I'm just going to go straight into my Mega Pidgeot, take the Shadow Ball, save Swampert for Death Fodder later, and then just Mega Evolve and go straight for a Hurricane, scout out damage, maybe get some confusion on something as it goes into Muck, and I crit it. Now that really sucks for him because Muck will now go down to 2 more Hurricanes. Actually, I think it would have gone down anyway, but the fact that Muck is heavily damaged is very, very nice for me. And what I should have done right here, I didn't think he would necessarily try to Pursuit Trap the Mega Pidge, as if I stay in and Hurricane, he basically loses his Muck for, like, pitiful damage. Like, Pursuit would do, like, 20 damage to me while I would be able to 2-hit KO this Muck easily with a Hurricane. So I really did not think that he would do that. I would think that he would just kind of go for a Poison Jab or something to try to get the most damage off on my Mega Pidge as possible, as, I mean, Mega Pidgeot still lives the hit regardless. I mean, by the way, that damage did reveal to be Assault Vest, so there's that. So I'm going to switch out as he actually gets me with the Pursuit, and he crits me, which really, really sucks, and you will actually also see that he gets the Poison. So Mega Pidge is out of commission for the rest of this game, thanks to that crit. But I mean, a crit for a crit. However, I kind of disagree with that play. I really do disagree with that play because Mega Pidgeot, you saw Pursuit, a crit did 66. So that means a regular Pursuit, if I stayed in, would have done 22. Mega Pidgeot has Roost. I would have been able to easily stay in and 1v1 this Muck with Hurricane, and based on the composition of the rest of his team, like you will see later, that Haunter is actually not Scarfed. A little spoiler right there. I'd actually would have been able to completely run through his team with Mega Pidgeot if I had stayed in and just Hurricane the Muck and then roosted up. But, I mean, the play worked. I mean, I cannot argue with that. The play worked. He got the crit on me. Mega Pidgeot is down and it's poisoned, so yeah, that's one less thing that I have to be able to revenge kill Mega Gallade later in the game. So I was like, ah, crap, that really sucks. So I'm just going to go into my Swampert, get a little bit more damage off on this Muck with Scald, maybe get a burn, which unfortunately I don't, as he is able to knock me out with a knockoff. But at this point, my Necrozma is able to come back in. I'm just going to come in, claim my kill on the Muck with an Earthquake, and yeah, Necrozma now has 2 kills. Alolan Muck is gone. Tapu Koko is looking great. He goes into his Haunter right now, and I'm thinking, okay, this Haunter revealed to be Modest, so I'm thinking, okay, Modest Scarf Haunter, that makes sense, just be able to revenge kill some stuff and hit a little bit harder. So I'm just going to stay in, go for the Photon Geyser, as I know nothing that Haunter does can one-shot me, and he reveals the Z move. So, like I said earlier, the only thing that can knock out my Necrozma from full or from this range from Haunter, even Specs Shadow Ball would not knock me out at this range. Actually, it might with Rocks. It might with Rocks. I think Modest Specs might knock me out with Rocks at this point. But I was thinking, okay, I mean, he's probably, like, he was not Specs. Like, we revealed that with the damage to Haunter. So, Modest Scarf, I live that very, very easily. The only thing he can do is go for a Z, a Never-Ending Nightmare to knock me out. And as soon as he went for that Z move, I was like, oh, crap, I screwed up. I left my Necrozma in, and Necrozma's going to go down. I'm in a very bad spot. But he reveals the Z Sunny Day, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. Photon Geyser's going to be able to knock it out. I mean, he was clearly memeing, so yeah, I mean, Haunter goes down, crisis averted, but he is going to be able to go into his Turtonator, and luckily for me, I do have Earthquake for that thing, which doesn't look like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but I'm kind of banking off on rolls, as Flamethrower doesn't look like it's going to be a 2-hit KO on me either, and I actually am able to get the roll the second time around, knock out the Turtonator. So now Necrozma is working on 4 kills this game. Gligar comes in. I'm just going to immediately get rid of that thing's Eviolite as he reveals the Agility, and I was like, oh no, no. This is really, really bad, because if he Agilipasses to Gallade, then I'm in a actually no, Speed Pass is banned in this league, so I'm good. But Gligar, if it gets the roll on like Earthquake or Acrobatics, or if he gets a crit, because I don't think just a straight up Jolly or Adamant Gligar will be able to knock out my Necrozma from this range. But if it does get a crit, then I'm in a really bad spot, as Buzzwole goes down to Acrobatics, Tapu Koko Might go down to Earthquake, I don't know. Tapu Koko is pretty bulky, but I mean, still, it's an Earthquake, a super effective Earthquake. Megapidge is dead, and Ferrothorn, I will literally just have to rely on it being fat and being able to Leech Seed this Gligar in order to win the game. So I'm just praying that he doesn't get the roll with whatever attack he goes for. As he just goes for Acrobatics, that is fine with me. I live that hit, and I am able to take out the Gligar with a Photon Geyser. So Necrozma got 5 kills this game. That is absolutely beautiful, but what this does mean is now he can go into his Gallade and then just knock me out with whatever hit he wants to go for. He does reveal to have knockoff, and this is where that crit on Megapidge really comes into play, because I would have easily been able to go into that and then just one-shot this Gallade, but because I am dead to rocks, I have to go into my Koko, pray that he doesn't have Earthquakes. I mean, I still have Koko into Buzzwole for the win guaranteed, but I'd rather have the little bit extra differential, as luckily I do live Zen Headbutt into Shadow Sneak and am able to knock out this Gallade with back-to-back dazzling gleams. So we are able to take that game 4-0. We are guaranteed playoffs at this point. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Scoot was memeing. He had a season that he didn't necessarily want to have. I mean, he just had an off season, but he is a good player. So, I mean, I'm thinking he'll bounce back next season for sure. But that being said, once again, we're in playoffs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.